I think we all need to acknowledge and take the time to wish former President Jimmy Carter happy birthday. Today he turns 100 years old. Now, Jimmy's not doing very well. He's in hospice, he's in his end days of life. But he has one dying wish, and that wish is to be able to vote for Kamala Harris for President of the United States. Now, in Georgia, his first chance to do that will be October 15th. That's 2 weeks away. And if anybody deserves a dying wish to be fulfilled, it is Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter became president of the United States in 1976. Believe it or not, I was alive. I was 16 years of age, did not get a chance to vote for him. But Jimmy went through a turbulent administration, and it wasn't all his doing. A lot of it was economic, and economic is cyclical more than affected by the president. We had high gas prices, gas shortages. We had high interest and inflation and those sort of things, and people were getting tired of what was going on, so they wanted to change. Then we had the hostages in Iran, 444 days. Jimmy appeared to be weak and not strong enough to get things done, which wasn't true. Then, of course, he lost after his first term to Ronald Reagan. And Ronald Reagan came in and did what he did. At first, the first few years after Jimmy Carter left, people looked at him as a failed president. But over time, people realized he wasn't a failure at all. In fact, after being president, he's probably the most successful former president in the history of this country. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about decency and willingness to work for other people. Habitat for Humanity, he worked with them up to maybe a year ago. He's pounding nails out there trying to help people get homes. Jimmy Carter was truly a decent human being. And the question is, how many former presidents can you say did as much as Jimmy Carter? I can guarantee you, nobody. Jimmy Carter reminds us that we were a country of decent people at one point, and now we're looking at divisiveness, and we're looking at people who are hating other people, and we're looking at people ready to fight. We could learn a lesson from Jimmy Carter, and I hope he gets his wish to vote for Kamala Harris, because that's just like Jimmy Carter. Coming up to his dying days, the last thing he wants to do is help this country. That's who he is. That's how more former presidents should be. That's how all of us should want to be. He is without a doubt a role model. He is important to this country and the country's history. We need to acknowledge it. We need to embrace it and use him as a role model for this country.